The reason your goals keep collapsing isn't because you're lazy, isn't because you lack discipline, and isn't because you don't have what it takes. It's because you keep breaking tiny promises no one else even sees. And what if rebuilding your entire life didn't require a dramatic comeback, but just one small promise you refuse to break today? Stay with me, because this story might completely change how you chase success. Daniel wasn't failing. From the outside, his life looked stable. Steady job, loving family, roof overhead. But inside, he felt stuck. Not broke enough to panic, not successful enough to relax, just hovering in that uncomfortable middle where potential exists, but momentum doesn't. Every January, he made bold declarations. This is my year. He would write down massive goals, wake up at 5 every morning, pay off all debt, get into the best shape of his life, launch a side business, save aggressively, read dozens of books. For 2 weeks, he was unstoppable. Energy high, motivation strong, productivity apps downloaded. Then life happened. Late nights, unexpected expenses, work stress, missed workouts. 1 skipped day turned into 3. 3 turned into surrender. And the worst part? It wasn't the failed goals, it was the quiet disappointment. Because every broken goal felt like proof that he couldn't trust himself. One evening, after reviewing bills at the kitchen table, Daniel felt the familiar weight of frustration. He wasn't reckless, he wasn't irresponsible. He just couldn't sustain progress. Later that night, scrolling mindlessly through flashy promises of overnight success, he felt something click. He didn't need another strategy, he needed integrity. Integrity with small actions. That's when he discovered a concept so simple it almost sounded too small to matter. Micro-commitments. Tiny daily promises so small they felt impossible to fail, but powerful enough to rebuild momentum. That night, he made one decision. No more massive goals, just one small promise. Every single day, before checking messages, before buying coffee, before scrolling, he would transfer a small fixed amount into savings. Not hundreds, not whatever was left, a small, consistent amount, daily, non-negotiable. The first day felt insignificant. The second day felt easy. By day 7, the money wasn't impressive, but the streak was. For the first time in years, he had not broken a promise to himself. And something subtle changed. He felt stronger. Not because of the money, because of the follow-through. 5 minutes each morning. Silence, gratitude, alignment. No long rituals, no pressure. Just 5 intentional minutes to start the day grounded instead of reactive. It centered him. It reminded him what he was building toward. 10 minutes daily toward a long-term dream. No pressure to launch, no pressure to be perfect. Just 10 minutes forward. Learning, writing, improving. Tiny forward motion, every day. For the first month, nothing dramatic happened. No sudden wealth, no breakthrough moment, but something far more powerful was forming. Self-trust. Because every kept promise restores confidence, and confidence fuels discipline. Discipline creates momentum. Momentum reshapes identity. By month 3, the habit felt automatic. Savings were growing, skills were sharpening, stress was lowering. Not because life got easier, but because he was becoming consistent. Here's what most people don't understand. Massive goals trigger pressure. Pressure triggers fear. Fear triggers avoidance. But small commitments, they bypass resistance. Your brain doesn't argue with 5 minutes. It doesn't panic over a small transfer. It accepts it. And repetition builds wiring. What begins as effort becomes identity. 6 months in, Daniel no longer said, "I'm trying." He said, "I show up." His savings grew steadily. Debt shrank gradually. A small opportunity appeared because of consistent effort, and he was ready, because readiness is built quietly. 1 year later, he wasn't suddenly rich, but he was different. Financially stronger, mentally sharper, emotionally grounded. More importantly, he trusted himself, and that trust changed everything. Because once you trust your word, you stop negotiating with your excuses. There's a principle woven into every lasting success story. Faithfulness in small things creates capacity for larger things. Micro-commitments are not about money. They're about identity. They train patience. They build character. They align daily action with long-term vision. And when discipline meets faith, momentum becomes unstoppable. You don't need a life overhaul. You don't need perfect conditions. You need one small promise. Make it tiny, make it clear, make it daily. Then guard it fiercely. Because the smallest promise kept is stronger than the biggest promise broken. Big dreams rarely collapse because people lack potential. They collapse because people lack consistency. But consistency is built one promise at a time. Start small, stay steady, let 1% compound. Because extraordinary lives are built from ordinary days, honored with integrity. Make one promise today, keep it tomorrow, repeat, and watch how momentum begins to move in your favor.